Welcome back. 10,000 Takes rolls along, and we are going to shift gears and talk about a sport that we don't often dip into, but it is here in the Twin Cities this weekend. As a matter of fact, there is a tournament that's going to be played out at the TCO Performance Center, which is where the Vikings train, of course, and there are 8 teams, 4 men and 4 women. So we'll find out more about it as we talk to our guest today, Catherine KJ Johnson, who is from the Twin Cities, went to high school at Hopkins, so she was a Hopkins Royal, and she is among the players who are in town to play in this weekend, training all week here in the Metro, and then playing on Saturday out at TCO Performance Center. First of all, KJ, give me a little bit of insight as to what this professional tour is and what you guys are hoping to do by playing here in the Metro.
I think we all have different goals when it comes down to what our goals are to playing in the Metro. For me, it's really special because it is my home. I'm really excited to bring this culture and environment to the cities and show some really close friends and relatives that don't really get to travel much and watch me play what it's all about.
How excited are you to play at the TCO Performance Center? Because that venue, obviously, the Minnesota Vikings are there for training camp and various events. Minnesota Aurora Soccer plays there. They've drawn huge crowds. Now you get your tournament there. It's grass. It's outdoors. It's really, I think, a great situation. Would you agree?
I would agree. It's a really cool stadium. I had the pleasure of seeing a couple of Aurora games just a couple weeks ago, and they are awesome. They are an amazing team here in the Minneapolis area, so if you haven't seen them, go check them out. But it gave me goosebumps to watch them doing their thing on a field that we get to do some really cool magic on in a couple of days here, in a week.
All right, give me the Reader's Digest version. Explain the game of rugby, because most of our viewers and listeners don't know much about this game. It's very popular worldwide, gaining popularity here in the U.S. Give me an idea of what people should look for and compare it to maybe some of the sports we have in the U.S. Football is obviously the first thing that comes to mind, but you take it from there.
Totally. I mean, football's a great one, but also basketball. Basketball is an amazing sport to have transition athletes coming from. They understand space, ball awareness, they have great hands and passing skills. So I would compare it to basketball, wrestling. You got some track stars out there who love flying down the sideline. It's a lot of amazing athletes from all over the board coming out of the U.S. But it's just fast-paced. So sevens is a really special game of rugby where you have 7 people on each team, and it's the same size field as you would play on in 15s. It's a 70 meters by 100 meters. So it's open field tackles, fast-paced, big passes, awesome playmaking. It's one of the coolest sports in my opinion.
All right, the physicality of it. Is it as physical as football? Maybe more physical? Hockey, another sport where there's a lot of, banging and, people running into each other. Where does it rank with those sports, or maybe another one, on the scale of physicality?
I would say the physicality is up there, obviously. I don't think it's any harder than football. Like, the pads give us this false sense of security when I watch football. But in reality, it's more like a wrestling takedown when it comes to rugby. So you got your double legs and add a little speed to it. So, I mean, with the speed that we're running at, it does look massive and it is fun to watch. But when it comes down to the technique of the tackles, there's a lot of rules and regulations on how to tackle properly with safety involved.
At the age of 31, you've been playing this game for how long, and how did you get into it, and how long do you think you're going to want to keep playing?
I've been playing for about 25 years. My parents both met playing rugby at the U of M here in Minnesota. So my brother and I, we had the opportunity to play at young ages. It's awesome. I'm definitely grateful for every game I get to play on from here on out, especially at this level. This level is something that most rugby players don't have the privilege of seeing. And so, yeah, I'm very honored and excited to get back on the pitch with these women.
KJ, what are the specific skill sets you need to succeed at rugby? Is it a combination of strength and stamina, balance, agility. Tell me what it takes for a younger viewer out there if they want to get into rugby. What do you need to be good at?
All the above. Like, it's cool because teammates that are great at so many different things. You can have a player that is just really quick but doesn't have acceleration, and that's fine because they can set you up all day. Then you have those speedsters that are going to burn people on the outside. You have those hard hitters that are going to lay people out and create turnover ball. I wouldn't say one thing, honestly. Anyone that plays rugby that enjoys it is going to be good at it. It's all about the joy and the community because it's just an awesome place to be.
In addition to your skills as a rugby player, you are also a Minneapolis firefighter. Tell me how you got into that and what keeps you involved as a Minneapolis firefighter.
Well, my mom was actually a Minneapolis firefighter before I was, and she did a really good stint, a long stint there. Really did a good job. Everyone respects her there. And so coming back from the Olympics, she asked me what my next plan was, and I don't even know what I'm doing tomorrow at that point. So he was like, you know what, come and try out for the fire department, and we'll do our best to support you.
Wow, following your mom's footsteps both in the fire department and as a rugby player. Well, that's good stuff. Thanks, KJ. Appreciate it. Good luck this weekend out at TCO Performance Center. By the way, they will play on Saturday at TCO Performance Center, both men's and women's games. So there's 8 games in all day Saturday, so it should be a lot of fun. All right, stay with us. We'll be back with more. We're going to talk some stadiums around Major League Baseball and more here on 10,000 Takes.